What is up, everybody? Dan Mortimer with eXp Realty, bringing you another news update video. Every week I try to kind of scour the internet, local news, and national news as well, just to kind of see what's going on in our market, to see what's affecting our Las Vegas real estate. And I came across an interesting article that I wanted to share with you. I kind of touched on it a little bit in some of my update videos, the weekly and monthly updates, but I wanted to share with you guys this article that just popped up not too long ago. This is from KLAS. It's a local news channel here in Las Vegas with CBS, and it says, you can see at the top, Las Vegas home prices surge to all-time record in January, according to a report from LVR, which is Las Vegas Realtors. That's our local realtor board here. And you can see here, it starts out, Las Vegas home prices started 2025 with a bang as prices for single-family homes set an all-time record in January. The price jumped $10,000 in a single month, landing at $485,000 and passing the May 2022 record of $482,000. Condos and townhomes were selling at a median price of $293,000 in January, which is a $3,000 increase over the previous month of December. Remember, the median price, as it says here, is the one in the middle. Half sold at higher prices, half sold for less. We do that as opposed to the average, because sometimes you get $1 million homes and it skews the numbers even higher. So we stick to the median just to try to get the data a little bit more accurate. Comparisons to prices a year ago show that single-family homes have gone up 9%. Condos and townhomes are up 6.5% over last year's prices. So what does this mean for you, especially if you're a buyer, somebody that's renting right now, maybe coming into town, whatever that may be? I wanted to go through this article with you guys because this is something that I come across every single day. When I'm talking to people that are interested in buying a home, whether that's they're looking to buy now, they're looking to buy in a year, 2 years, whatever it may be, I come across a lot of people that are in a position to buy, have the means, they're going to stick around town. They know what part of town they want to be in. There's homes that they can afford in that area. And I get so many people that get fixated on, I got to wait because I want to wait for the prices to come down, or I want to wait for the interest rates to come down, or they're waiting for these perfect market conditions to fall into place. They're thinking more like an investor than they are a homeowner. And one of the kind of holes in that logic is, while you're sitting on the sidelines waiting for prices to drop or waiting for interest rates to drop, all the prices have been doing is continuing to go up. They were flat for a little bit. As you can see here, like we surpassed a record that happened in May of 2022. So it's not like we hit the record in October, November of last year. This is a record that stood for about almost 3 years, between 2.5 and 3 years. But the reason that it's important is because 2024 nationwide throughout the United States, 2024 was actually the lowest number of home sales, not the prices, but the lowest number of home sales that we've had since 1994. Now in Las Vegas, it's been a little bit more recent since we've had the number of home sales as low as we had in 2024. The last time it was this low was 2008. But if you look at 2008 compared to 2024, the homes were going for about half the price that they were going for in 2024. And a lot of this is fueled by people coming in from other states, specifically Las Vegas, Nevada as a whole. But Las Vegas is very attractive because of the weather. 300 days of sunshine a year. This week was the first time we've had rain in almost 9-10 months. But we have wonderful weather here, no income tax. Cost of living is still relatively low especially compared to California. And Las Vegas has its pros and cons as well, but generally speaking, it's a much more attractive place than where a lot of other people are coming from, which is California and some other nearby states as well. But a lot of our growth is fueled by people coming here from California. And it's, I talk to so many people that are trying to just time the market. They're waiting for prices to drop. I hear people say they're waiting for the market to crash. And I use air quotes because that's what they keep saying. I remember talking to people in 2017 that were talking about waiting for the market to crash. And that was back when you could get homes, in the ones and the twos. And there were lots of great options available. And a lot of those people that sat on the sidelines, all they do is they miss out on equity. The nice thing about buying a home compared to renting is, you're going to be there. As long as you're not putting yourself in a tough financial position by buying a home, you're going to have a consistent payment as long as you're in that home. You'll have the opportunity to refinance if the rates drop, which I get it. Rates are high. They're still around, 7 or in the high 6s for FHA loans. So they're still high. I get that. But if you're in a position where you can afford a home and you're going to be sticking around for anywhere from 3 to 10 years, it definitely makes sense to purchase, because like I said, you have that stability. You don't have to worry about your landlord selling the property out from under you. I've talked to a lot of renters that part of the reason they're looking for a house is because their landlord said, you know what, prices are at all-time highs right now. I'm going to sell this place. Sorry, you guys got to figure out another place to live. So it gives you some stability in that regard, and you can capitalize on the equity that's being built up as you make your payments, as prices continue to go up. Las Vegas continues to be one of the most desirable markets, at least in the Western United States, if not the entire country, for some of the reasons that we went over before. And we're having a lot of growth. Las Vegas and Henderson, we've really gone through an interesting transformation over the last decade, where we've shifted from being just, a little resort town with people that were working around the strip, and, maybe you had some amenities and services nearby, but we've really evolved as a community quite a bit. And it's really taken shape in the last decade. And the next decade is going to be even crazier as we continue to build out. We're seeing more medical investment, education. It's something that I think the city is going to continue to grow. And I think long-term, the prices are going to continue to climb and climb and climb. Now, that doesn't necessarily mean the prices are going to go up every single month forever. But generally speaking, if you look at the Las Vegas market, where a lot of people are putting investment dollars, there's a lot of activity and a lot of business and a lot of investment coming into the city that is going to continue to facilitate further growth and expansion, which means more people coming to Las Vegas and fewer homes for people that are coming in or people that are here and wanting to get into their first home. So it's definitely something to keep an eye on. As you can see here, they kind of mentioned towards the end of the article, as of February 5th, interest rates were 6.71% for a 30-year fixed mortgage and 5.93% for a 15-year fixed mortgage. The numbers that I see are a little bit higher than that, but yeah, I get that hesitation. I talk to a lot of buyers that's one thing they're concerned about is, gosh, the interest rates are so dang high and the prices are high, and I just want to wait for things to cool off. And I can totally understand that sentiment. But like I said, this is really a position that we've seen now for a few years of high interest rates. Prices are continuing to climb. They're still going up. And the other kind of note I wanted to make about this that I think is interesting is, the record that was set before, $485,000, you can see the month that was in. It was May of 2022. May is the middle of kind of our peak buying season, the most activity. That's school year's ending, kids are getting out, and families are wanting to get their move situated, get into their home, get everything settled before the new school year starts. And so they are, May is typically a peak activity month. Whereas January, where we set this record, January of 2025, it's a little bit shocking because May is typically either the slowest or the second slowest month every single year in our market. So it is very surprising to see that we are still getting such strong prices, such strong demand, even though it was in the slowest month of the year. So basically we have a 6-7 month runway here where there's a good chance that we may see that record price continue to climb, because we're not even really in our peak season yet. We'll see the inventory continue to go up, but it typically goes in line with the buyer demand as well. So, if you're in a position where you're thinking about buying, you want to buy, I've been talking about this for the last 6-7 months, and I think this is going to continue at least for the near future, at least for the next couple of months, where I expect that we'll still see sellers willing to play ball, sellers that are willing to be flexible. They're willing to offer concessions. They're willing to work with buyers. Whereas, beyond that, if we see the rates drop and the buyer activity just starts flooding the market, there's a good chance you're going to have to pay a higher price for your home. You're not going to get as many concessions from the seller. It's going to cost you more to get into that home. And you may have to forego some of the contingencies and repairs and things like that we're seeing sellers give on right now. When you're buying a home, going back to when the market was crazy, buyers, because they had no leverage, they were basically bending to whatever sellers wanted. Higher price, waiving the appraisal contingency, paying above the appraised value of the home. It was pretty nuts. And I'm not trying to say that we're going to get back to that anytime soon. But while we're in this time where the days on market that homes are listed, they're sitting on the market for longer, sellers are dropping their prices, they're coming down a little bit, they're willing to be a little more flexible with buyers, it just means that this is a window of opportunity where you can get into a home at a lower price, you can get some of your costs covered, so it's less expensive for you to get into that home. And it gives you an opportunity to lock in your price and have a consistent monthly payment, a consistent place that you can stay while you continue to build equity and start to, get yourself into a position where down the road you may be able to refinance your home and get a lower interest rate. So our the median price is definitely, as our LVR president says, it's a sign of continued demand for housing here in Southern Nevada. It's good to see our housing supply increasing in recent months, so people have more choices when looking for a home. This is something that, if you talk to buyers back in 2022 when we hit our previous all-time high price, they would have said, I need choices and I need less competition, and that's what this market's providing for us. It gives us an opportunity to find a home for you that it fits your needs, and it can be with terms that you're more comfortable with, rather than having a seller that wants you to pay above list price or pay above the appraised value of the home, or say, hey, you can do an inspection, but I'm not going to make any repairs. And, I want your earnest money up front, and I'm going to take it regardless of whether or not you close on the home. So it's definitely a more balanced environment where buyers have a little bit more leverage than they had in the previous years. And we don't know how long this is going to last. So I would encourage you, if you're thinking about buying a home, if you're thinking about selling your home, this is also a great market to do it in. You can price your home in line with the market, try to attract a buyer quickly. And that gives you the flexibility where if you need to purchase a home that is, one of the requirements is that you have to sell your home as part of that purchase, sellers are more willing to give on that. Whereas when the market gets crazy, it happens less and less. So something to keep an eye out for, and it'll be interesting to see how things play out as we get through the rest of more of 2025. But yeah, you can see like this paragraph here kind of reemphasizes what I just mentioned, that we had in our market 5,215 single family homes listed for sale without any sort of offer. That's a 46.9% increase from last year. And then, 1896 condos and townhomes listed without offers in January, a 66.9% jump from 2024's numbers. So it's definitely a more balanced market. It feels like it's a heavy buyer's market. That's not really the case. We really have about 3 months worth of inventory, maybe even a little bit, give or take, maybe a little more, maybe a little less, but 3 months of inventory suggests that we are still in a bit of a seller's market. I don't know that I would call it that. I would call it more of a balanced market, just based on how the market's been acting, not necessarily just the raw stats that we have out there. So I hope you guys got some value from this. And like I said, there are 2 ways that you can support this channel. First and foremost, it's the easiest. You have on all my videos and on the homepage of my channel is a subscribe button. That button, when you click it and you subscribe to my channel, there's no cost or anything like that. Think of it as just like following me on Facebook, Instagram, any other social media profile. But what it does is it actually allows you to get access to my videos as soon as I post them. You get notifications about it. It allows you to keep up to speed on my channel. I like to put out at least a couple of videos a week, if not more. And then the other way that you can support this channel is I'll put a link in the description of this video that you can set up a one-on-one meeting with me. Again, no cost, no obligation. I'm not going to try to force you to buy or sell a home. Really, that gives me an opportunity to get to know you better, learn a little bit more about your situation, and then we put a game plan in place to help you with whatever your real estate goals are, whether that's buying, selling, renting, coming into town, getting out of town, whatever that may be. But you can't ever know the process and feel strongly one way or the other if you don't start. So I like to offer that as an opportunity for people just to get a little more familiar with me. We can go over, high level, low level, whatever works for you. So I hope you guys enjoyed this. I will see you at the next one.